What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 47 of the Let's Talk Nerdy podcast. On this episode, we are talking Tales of the Shire, MultiVersus, Serum, and Akimbot.
If this is to end in fire, then we should all burn together. Watch the flames climb high into the night.
Into the night. Can I say some Post Malone, maybe?
If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer.
You are now tuned in to the Let's Talk Nerdy podcast.
I love it when you talk nerdy to me.
Okay, all right. So I might have tricked you a little bit, but I thought that you would know this one because it is off quite possibly your favorite album of all time. This is the one and only Ed Sheeran, I See Fire, from the Hobbit soundtrack, Desolation of Smog.
I'm going to say a big fat no on that.
I thought it was fitting because of the game that we were talking about today. And because it's your favorite franchise of all time.
It's not my favorite, Dave, and you know this. Okay. I just didn't get into it. I gotta start saying that. It's just I didn't get into it. Playing a little Norway, you know, like I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah, no, you gave it a fair shake, and here's what you guys say. If you guys are not into something and you just don't want to get into that argument, you just say, I think it was really well done, but it just wasn't for me.
Or it just sucked.
Well, that's the argument.
Yeah. No, I do not like Lords of the Rings, but I know many people do. And it's just something I've never really got into. I tried. I've watched a couple of them. I didn't watch all of them. They're very long movies, and there's a lot of lore to them. There's a lot of book to it, and I'm like, so that is where I stand on Lords of the Rings. And yeah. But other than that, Dave, what have you been playing? What have you been watching? What have you been doing?
Adam, today is a momentous occasion.
Bum.
Do you remember how long ago it's been since I bought my PC?
A while.
Probably
Over
about
a
a year.
year.
Probably over a year now.
Yeah.
I have officially gotten a Steam account, and I have played my first ever PC game on my PC.
What game?
Content warning. Have you heard about content warning?
Yeah, it's a scary game, right?
Yeah. Okay. It's actually kind of a fun game where you get to load in with your buddies, and then you get like this camera and you go down into the depths and you like try to videotape these monsters and like you guys doing stuff. And then you come back up to the surface and you take the footage and you load it up onto like their version of YouTube and you try to go viral.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of a fun game. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't go full PC though. I'm gonna throw it out there, all you PC gamers. I'm so sorry. I kind of went half-ass PC. I did plug in my PlayStation controller.
Oh, I do that all the time.
Okay.
I cannot play with my. I've tried for many months, and what happened? So when I used to play Call of Duty on the PC, or I still play it on the PC, but I was like, you know what? I'm a PC gamer now. I'm playing only with my mouse and keyboard, and I didn't switch off of it for like 3 or 4 months. Never got any good at it. And then I was like, you know what? I'm done. Switch back to my controller. I'm still bad. And it ruined it. It ruined it for me.
Using a keyboard and mouse is just like it's like learning another language.
It's a whole new world.
It's a whole new world, dude. And I feel like people that are really good at mouse and keys, like, I don't know, dude. Like you got a little something special going on up here because it just doesn't click for me. I need that controller.
I think my wife hates video games. Like she hates them she doesn't hate them. She doesn't feel like she can get good at them because of like the dual sticks on a controller.
Yeah.
I think that she would do fine on mouse and keyboard because she can like go crazy with typing and stuff. And I think that she'd be able to do that more so better than with the controller. I've been trying to get her to do it, but she hasn't jumped on board yet.
I believe so, because if you've never really played with a controller or you don't like a controller, learning mouse and keys is probably going to be like better for you because you don't have that dexterity. But it's been 35 years of me just training the dexterity in my thumbs and then try to put that in my fingers. It just doesn't, it's not working.
I agree. My fingers always get really tired, especially when trying to do like a shift and run or like shift in like the direction where I'm going. I can't do it. Like there's some games I'll play like single player games on mouse and keyboard just because like I want to feel like I am being a PC gamer. But other than that, if it's anything competitive, I stray away far away from the keyboard.
I'm so bad. I have to actually look at the keyboard sometimes. Like we're
Oh,
like
really?
in content warning, you can emote and your emote is E, and I'm like looking at the keyboard, like which one is E? Okay, I got
I'm a little
it.
past that now. I can start to get away from that. I used to do the same. I was like, wait, where's my key button with my ring finger? Like I can't do it. Um, so I do get a little better with that. However, when I played Call of Duty, if I could stand still and like, so I got pretty good at sniping because literally sniping is like put your mouse cursor over and click and like
Yeah.
dead. But as soon as it became like short or close quarters combat, forget it. I couldn't do it. Like I couldn't do the jump spin, like my mouse. But sniping, whew, it's easy with a mouse.
Yeah.
Very easy.
So I mean, it's official, guys. I officially played a game on my PC, which I'm very proud of. I don't know how much more I'll be doing, but at least
Oh,
one. We got at least one game out of the PC.
you open the doors, Dave. Wait for the flood of water to come through. The gates have been opened, and I'm gonna get you to play some more games on the PC.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm still gonna hang tight onto that controller though. But anyways, Adam, what have you been playing?
A lot actually. I've jumped around quite a bit recently. I played Division 2 this week. I played remember Wildcard Football. I played a bit of that this week. I played Farming Sim this week. I played the Marvel Rivals alpha still. The alpha release, and I'm just gonna go out there and say it. I think we were half right, to be honest, Dave.
We were half right.
Yeah, there's a lot of quirks in the game. There's definitely going to be some, I think, pay to win situations with it. They're not really showing their hand yet, as it's just the alpha. But from what I noticed, it's kind of slow, very slow actually. Maybe that's just because I'm bad. I have prefaced this by saying I'm very bad, like completely horrible at the game. So take that with a grain of salt. I am actually really bad at the game. However, like if I'm going to compare it to Overwatch, like I felt like I was pretty good at Overwatch. I can control my characters pretty well. I wonder if it's the third person it's just not as good for me or what. But every time I get in a fight, I'm like, okay, I don't understand how I put a full clip in somebody and they're still alive, and I'm going for the squishies, like the healers and the smaller characters, and they're not going down, and then I get hit with two beams or something and I'm dead right away. So it's very annoying. I know it's alpha, so there's going to be some rebalancing and things before it moves on to beta and full release. But as of right now, I just think it needs some polishing of how the characters interact, the speed of how you move, and just the balancing of the characters against each other. And which that's what you said in our original video. It's like, how are they going to balance these characters from like Hulk, who's essentially an immortal, but doesn't feel that way when you play as him.
I'm just gonna be honest. I'm gonna be 100% honest here. We got a lot of hate on that Marvel video. We really did. We got a lot of slack on that. And like, honestly, guys, we don't really talk badly about games a lot here. We really don't. We have a ton of videos just really talking positively about a lot of games. And like, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't want to feel like I don't want to be like full of ourselves, but like if like we're usually kind of on the money when we say that a game is bad. Like we got a lot of hate on South Park, and like y'all know where South Park landed. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't know, dude. In my gut it says the game is just not going to be what people want it to be.
The foundation I think is there, to be honest. Like the idea is there, and I think their execution needs to be changed a lot. And then, so I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for this or what, but I didn't sign up as a content creator. I just happened to get an access code or whatever. And they had in their contract of content creators, it says we couldn't talk negative about the game. And I just think that's crazy. And they've kind of recanted that and say, hey, we're going to change this so it's more open so you can be more honest. So, yeah, so I'm being honest. I'm not a content creator for Marvel Rivals, and yeah, there's a lot wrong with the game, and I know a lot of people do really enjoy it, but who knows if that's real, them saying that, or it's the contract saying that. But there's just a lot of work that's got to be put into it to be a good game. I like the combination, and I like the game idea. It's just there's some things that really need to be addressed in terms of like balancing and just the speed of the characters. And I know this is gonna be a get good moment. Well, another thing is like the hitbox is like you have to be so precise. And I know people are like, oh, just get better. Like you gotta aim better. I'm like, no, I'm telling you, it is like you have to be right on the money for every little thing. And it's like, I can't do it. I'm so bad.
Is there partial hits or it's just like hit or don't hit?
Hit or don't hit.
Hit or don't hit?
And I feel like if it's not like a critical, like a headshot or if it's not a headshot, I feel like you don't do any damage. It's crazy. But that's just me. I'm bad at the game. So like I said, take it with a grain of salt because I am bad. But I feel like the game has a lot of improvements to be made.
This is the beauty of doing a show together with my best bud, because I don't have any NDA restrictions when it comes to Marvel, because I did not sign up for the playtest, and I just I cannot believe, I literally cannot believe that they made content creators not give their actual opinions about the game.
And I think they're getting smacked for it because it's illegal, so they can't do that.
I think that's absolutely insane. So, guys, at the time of this filming, this is Monday the 13th. So just know that any video that you watch about Marvel Rivals from a content creator that has been posted prior to this date is a very biased opinion, and they are not allowed to speak the truth.
Like I said, I didn't sign that. I did not sign that at all, because I didn't post any videos like of the gameplay or me playing the game. So, like I said, I'm not a content creator for Marvel Rivals, so this is my honest opinion, and I can honestly say that. But yeah, so with that said, let's move on to our first game, to something I don't care about because it's Lords of the Rings, and this game makes no sense to me. Tales of the Shire.
We are not moving on. No, we are not moving on.
You're right.
No, yeah, because do you know what today is, Adam?
Oh, what's
today? Today is Redemption Day.
Oh, revenge,
today is
essentially.
Revenge Day for
Dang
me
it.
because, ladies and gentlemen, if you watched the previous episode, we did a fun little game where we had 20 words to come up with 8 franchises, and I did absolutely awful. I cannot believe I got Deadpool after the 5th word, but we're not going to talk about that.
That took a while.
So anyway, today we are going to be flipping the script, and I'm going to be giving the words to Adam, and we're going to see how good he does.
Not very good, I can imagine.
I'm so excited for that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is choosing the 8 for, no, that doesn't work. This is,
How did I say it? Guess a franchise, 20 words or less is how I did it.
this is guessing 8 franchises in 20 words or less.
I like it.
I like that a lot. Okay,
Boom.
I did the first, okay, I think I did the first one easy.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Yep.
DeLorean.
Oh, see, that's cheating a little bit.
Is it cheating?
I'm gonna say Back to the Future, but remember how I said I didn't pick things that are like, you know what I mean, like words that are like instant.
Oh.
But I like it. DeLorean, Back to the Future.
All right, well, we'll
One
start off
word.
with it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, take the easy one.
Okay, take the easy win. I got it.
Take the easy one here. We're starting off easy. Okay, number 2, Fossil.
Jurassic Park.
Good Lord, bro.
I mean, that was kind of easy too.
That was easy too?
Yeah, I
oh
think
my
so.
God. Maybe I made these too easy. Okay. Number 3, Winter.
Winter. Game of Thrones.
Good Lord, dude. Are you serious right now? This is insane, dude. This is insane. Okay. Number 4, Dungeon.
Dungeon. This one might get a little bit more tough. Dungeon. Dungeon. Not Saw, is it?
No.
No, okay.
All right. I don't know if you're going to get it. Navi.
No. Oh, Avatar?
No.
Oh, dang it. Navi.
Triforce.
Triforce. Dungeon, Navi, Triforce.
If you don't get it,
I think I might be screwed here, Dave.
you might be screwed. Oh
Yeah.
no. You got to say something.
Triforce. 3 Musketeers?
No. All right, you'll get it. You'll get it.
Okay.
Ocarina.
Oh, Legend of Zelda?
Yeah, there you go.
Ah, dang it.
Okay, we got 6.
when you said dungeon, that's where I was gonna go, and then after I didn't know what Navi was, and I think
It's
that's
all
what threw me off.
it's all good, bro. You got 4 and 6 words,
Okay,
dude. This
I
is
think
gonna
I'm
be
good.
so
I'm good.
easy. Okay.
good.
Next up, Rick.
Rick. Breaking Bad?
No.
Dang it. He's
Puck.
Rick. Rick's in there, right?
Is there a Rick in Breaking Bad? I'm not the biggest
Oh,
Breaking Bad fan.
Me either. I thought there was a big Rick. I don't remember. Maybe I'm wrong.
I
Daryl?
don't
No,
know.
that's not Daryl. I don't know.
I don't know. It's okay. All right, we got 7.
Yep.
All right, survival.
The Walking Dead?
Yeah, let's go,
Ooh,
dude.
do it.
Let's go. Okay. Fellowship.
Fellowship. Kingsman.
Precious.
Oh, Fellowship Precious. Is this like what's that? My Precious movie? Lord of the Rings?
Let's go, dude.
It is, okay,
That's
yeah.
not bad. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Next up, morph.
Power Rangers?
Good lord, dude. All right, this one's gonna be tough, but you have 10. You have 10 words to get this right. This is insane.
This is the last one?
Yeah, this is the last one.
Nice.
I think I made this too
Yeah, this
easy.
might have been too easy. I'm gonna select this. I'm gonna milk it. I'm gonna milk my 10 words. All
right.
Just kidding.
Retro.
Ready Player One?
No.
Dang it.
Robot.
Retro robot. Oh, Scum. Not Terminator. RoboCop.
No.
Dang it.
Blue.
Retro. Blue. What was my other word?
Retro blue robot.
Retro blue robot. Retro blue robot. This one feels like it's glaring at me, and I just can't think of it. Shoot. Retro blue robot. Retro blue robot. Oh, Transformers?
No.
Dang it.
Blaster.
Blast. Terminator?
No.
How many words have I used on this one?
Yeah, you used 4 already.
Oh, geez. Oh, no. Oh,
Uh,
geez, Rick.
Capcom.
Street Fighter?
No.
Ugh.
Oh no.
Retro blue robot, Capcom. Sonic?
No.
Okay. Well, you
Um,
didn't say a word. We're okay.
I don't know if I don't know if this is a word. Okay, is an acronym a word?
I gave you MMO last week. I think.
Okay. NES.
Blue robot on the NES. Blue robot on the NES. It's like right there, isn't it?
It's right there.
It's not Metroid, is it?
This is your Deadpool.
Oh my gosh. It's not Metroid?
It's not Metroid, no. Helmet.
This is going nowhere. Mega Man?
Let's go!
Oh, let's go.
Let's go.
Dang.
You got it, dude.
What how many words?
17.
17 words.
17.
3 to spare.
17, dude.
Whew.
You got it. Let's go. You did
Whew.
significantly better than me.
Yeah, yeah, that was rough though. How
It's-
many
I
words?
mean-
I used 7 words on Mega Man.
Mega Man was your Deadpool. It doesn't
yeah.
matter.
That's
Doesn't
all right.
matter.
All
Let's
right,
go.
well, moving on now. That was fun. That is hard.
Well,
Like
I
you
guess
said, when you
I
put on
guess
the spot, it's hard to figure it out.
I guess today won't be Redemption Day because I still look silly.
Hey, I was close. I was 3 words away. But moving on to our first game of the night, Tales of the Shire, a Lords of the Rings game. Woohoo! Yeah, my favorite. Just kidding. Let's talk about it, Dave.
Pull up the trailer.
Okay.
No excitement at all.
No,
no excitement at all would have been better than fake excitement, Adam.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There's no excitement. I'll just be a brick wall with this one. I am not excited for Tales of the Shire. Yeah, Dave, take it away.
Okay. So guys, honestly, I think this game is going to be huge. I really do. I think this is going to be a huge game. And if you guys are just listening, what we're looking at right now is we are looking at a hobbit who is going just kind of walking through this town, and the town is called Bywater, which is actually from the franchise. And if you guys know the story, you know a little bit about Bywater. And I think what's really interesting about this game is that the look of it is very aesthetically pleasing. This is going to be on all consoles, but it kind of gives me that Switch vibe if you guys are just watching, but it gives me like a Switch vibe with like actual console graphics, which I think is really interesting. And the town itself just looks really, really, really cool. And you're looking right now and you're seeing a lot of things that you can do in the game. And essentially what this game is just like a Hobbit life simulator. And I think that this game has a lot of the aspects of things that are going to make it very, very interesting and very, very addictive to people. And I think people are going to grasp onto this and just really enjoy the process of living out like a Hobbit life in this simulator.
I can definitely see that. You know what it reminds me of? And I know you kind of said Switch vibes and things like that. Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
that's kind of what it reminds me of. Truthfully, okay, I don't like the Lords of the Rings. I almost said Lords of the Fallen. Lords of the Rings. But like you said, aesthetically, this game looks really pleasing, very like lighthearted. It looks like you'll be able to really engulf yourself as being like a part of Lords of the Rings, and I think that is very cool. Don't get that part mixed up, but
yeah, and I think there's obviously an entire group of people that really love Lord of the Rings. I mean, there's people that love The Hobbit and all that stuff. This is kind of giving me the same feel of like Harry Potter, like the Harry Potter game, where people were just excited to be a character in Harry Potter, and like they wanted to get they wanted to get into their house, like they wanted to customize their room and stuff like that. And I think that's exactly the same kind of draw and pull that this game is going to pull. And honestly, I think people are kind of getting hung up on the Lord of the Rings factor of it too much. There's going to be Lords of the Rings stuff in here. There's going to be lore. There's going to be things and Easter eggs that people notice. But I really don't think that you even need to be a fan of Lord of the Rings to just be a fan of this type of game. I mean, exactly like what you said, this is very much like a Stardew Valley, like an Animal Crossing. It's all a simulator about building your life, within this town, and building your house and crafting your garden and interacting with the people in the town and just kind of like living that simulator life. And I think that's going to have a lot of draw for people.
kind of like how you said there, it's you don't have to be a Lords of the Rings Fallen. I think you just have to be a fan of. Did I say Lord? Yeah. What did I say?
Lords of the Ring Fallen.
Yeah. What am I doing? Combining two IPs.
That would be a crazy franchise
Yeah.
if Frodo gets dropped into the Lords of the Fallen world.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm messing that up, but like you said, you don't have to be a fan of Lord of the Rings. But what I think, like you said, you have to be a fan of like an Animal Crossing, the Stardew Valley, those types of games. What's the Disney one? Disney Valley, Dream Valley.
Yeah, Dream Valley, is that what it's called?
Something like that. I think those are the types of games that, that's who they're trying to attract is those kind of people and fans of the game or fans of Lords of the Rings. And I think in that aspect, I think it is going to be a good game for those people that like those type of games.
And I think people are really going to get attracted to this because, like I said, dude, as soon as I opened up my little room in Hogwarts, like I just was engulfed and just like wanting to collect things and build that room out. And that's exactly the kind of things that you're going to be able to do here. We talked about it. It's taking place in a town called Bywater. And the basic premise of the game is that the town hasn't really gained its status as a village in Middle Earth. So that's the whole concept of the game is you're trying to take this town, build it up, and once you have it built up, like it actually gets like its village status within Middle Earth. So that's kind of like the tie-in of the Lord of the Rings. But you're going to be able to create and customize your own hobbit, which people are going to love. Build and decorate your own hobbit home, grow a garden, fish, forage. You can cook following a bunch of recipes. You build like friendships and relationships with all the other people in the town. And I just think it's a really interesting concept, and we've already seen in the trailer that they're going to have a day and night cycle. They said that they're going to have seasons, so that'll be really cool. That's a lot like Stardew Valley, where you'll have spring, you'll have summer, and then in the winter, like you're going to have snow on the ground and stuff like that. It's going to give that sense of time where you're actually kind of playing. And I just think it's a really interesting idea and something that people are really going to kind of grasp onto. And one of my favorite things about it is, like I said, you don't have to be a Lords of the Rings. Now I'm saying Lords of the Fallen in my head. You don't have to be a Lord of the Rings fan to like enjoy this game, I don't think. But it is being done by Weta Workshop, and they're known for the work that they did in Middle Earth on the actual, Lord of the Rings franchise. So if you are a fan of Lord of the Rings and you're kind of drawn to it because of that, and you really want it to maintain like all of the lore of the hobbits and stuff, um, that stuff is all going to be there. Like I can't imagine that they're going to change anything from the movies, especially since they worked so hard on the movies to build the lore already. Like the painting is already there for them. So I think it's going to stay really true to the franchise.
I guess my biggest question is like, do you think this game's going to have more and more content released, or is it going to be dropped and you just keep playing like, you know what I mean? Like, I've never played Animal Crossing. Does Animal Crossing like release content like regularly? Do you think that this game's going to get regular content?
I don't think it's going to get regular content drops. I think honestly, especially because this isn't like a free to play or anything like that. Like if you purchase the game, you're going to get the game. Like Stardew does it a lot. I think Stardew's only released one DLC since the game actually came out. Animal Crossing is the same way. Like there's not going to be a ton of things to buy post purchase of the game, I wouldn't think. Now, don't get me wrong. There's most likely going to be a store and stuff like that where you can purchase stuff. If you really want to have this cool statue in your Hobbit home, you could probably buy it. You know what I mean? That would be kind of silly of them to not include that, but I don't really think this is a game where it's like they're gonna kill you on microtransactions or you're gonna have to buy DLC content or anything like that. It just feels like a game that's gonna it's gonna drop. It is what it is, and I think people are really gonna enjoy it.
But for how long? You know what I mean? How long can you do this cycle of the seasons and things like that to really hold you into the game? Like what is going to keep people playing this game after you, let's say, get to the town status in Middle Earth? Like why should somebody continue to play after they get that status?
I'm not sure if too many people are going to play after that, and I'm glad you brought that up because there is like this kind of big event at the end of the game. They're saying that the big thing is that you need to get this town ready to get their village status, but you also need to get the town ready for what they're calling the Bywater Festival, which I don't swear on the show, but I'm going to swear on the show right now because fans of Step Brothers, you will know this is the fucking Catalina wine mixer of Hobbitville. Like you are throwing a bomb bash, and after that, you should like that's kind of like the end point of the game. And after that, I'm sure people are going to continue on. I'm sure some people are going to be like, okay, I've completed it, but it feels like to me that a lot like most games it's okay to have that endpoint and just be kind of done with it. You know what I mean? I think kind of people latch on to like, oh, I need to be able to play this game for like the next year. I need to put 400 hours into this game. I don't think that's the game, and I don't think it needs to be that game. You know what I mean? If I put 40 hours into this, great.
I could see that because like for me, like when I play video games, I'm like, shoot, I haven't put enough hours into this game to start my next game. Like I need to like continue to play this game, even though I'm kind of getting burnt out of it. But I can see that. Especially, I don't think this game's gonna be full $60 on Switch or $70 on Xbox or anything like that. And honestly, this might be a Game Pass game at some point.
I can't imagine it's a full retail game, and I know I'm kind of bringing it back to Stardew again. But Stardew did this. I mean, so when you play Stardew, you basically have 2 years to get to your farm to like a certain point. And then once you get to that certain point, you get a grade on your farm, and that's technically the end of the game. But you can still keep going with your farm, and you know how people get like some, like I said, some people are gonna be like, okay, I beat the game, and some people are gonna just be like, I just really enjoy like craft I just really enjoy like crafting this Hobbit village. You know what I mean? And it's like they don't care that the festival is over and they have village status. They're still just like interested on like, oh, maybe I could put another garden over here. Like now I have some more space. You know what I mean? Like it's just one of those kind of calming, relaxing games that you can kind of go back to, and even if you've already beaten it, you'll still have fun just kind of messing around in it.
I guess going into the gameplay and how all that's going to work with the crafting and building the town into village status, does that mean like is it a story based game where like you just go help other people in the village to help bring more people in, or what you do like you get more land, you get more people? Like how do you think the gameplay itself is going to work?
Typically how these games work, right, is you kind of customize your character, you're dropped in, and you might get a little bit of a like
A blurb, yeah.
a little blurb about, like here is how the story is starting, right? And you get your little plot of land, and then the story continuing on is really kind of based on what you do, right? So if the story itself is kind of these interactions with the other people in the town, because once you start interacting with the other people, they're the ones that are going to kind of give you the objectives, so to speak. They'll be like, oh, like, oh, my fence is broken, I need this, or like, oh, I'm having so and so over for dinner, I need to catch x amount of fish, or, like something like that. Those are like kind of the objectives, like the side objectives of the game. But I mean, really what you're doing is just kind of living out your own life. And if you want to go hermit style and not talk to anybody in the town, like you can do that. I'm not sure how it's going to work with this whole, trying to get the festival together and everything like that, but it's an option. I mean, it really is an option on how you want to play the game. And if you just want to ignore everybody in the town and just build your little hobbit hole and call it good, you can call it good.
Do you think that this game is going to have like not endless amounts of customization? Do you think it's going to have a good plethora of customization, or it's going to be like, oh, 10 hats and that's how I customize my hobbit?
So here's the thing. I think this game is going to have just an absolute absurd amount of customization, because essentially that's all that this game it's really focused on all the building and the customization and build and making things the way that you want it, because some people are not super excited about this, but this game has no combat. There's no combat in this game. They didn't build a combat system. You're never going to fight anything in this game. So it really is leaning heavy on the design phase. And like if they do that and they don't have a bunch of options for you to choose from, I think they're totally missing out.
I don't know about this game. I just, for people that like Animal Crossing, I think it's going to be fun. I don't know if like real Lords of the Rings fans are really going to like sit down and love this game. I feel like they haven't gotten a true like combat game. Has there been like a really good Lords of the Rings game? I know there was uh the Lords of the Rings Return to Moria. Is that how you say it? Like that, where you play as the hobbits, and or is it the hobbits or the trolls? I don't remember.
Lord of the Rings has never gotten a good action RPG, in my opinion. They've never gotten a good action RPG. But the thing with that is that this game is very transparent on what it is. So I don't think fans expecting an action RPG are going to look at this game and expect it to be anything other than it is. Now that the problem with that before is because they've put out quote unquote action RPGs that they've sold as action RPGs that just aren't very good. You know what I mean? Like this game, on the other hand, is not trying to be that, and I think people are going to know that getting into it. And do I think all Lord of the Rings fans are going to be on board with this game? No, absolutely not. But I mean, I think there's going to be a good majority of people who just really kind of like the fact that it's a cute little hobbit village and you get to build it and stuff like that. So I don't think it's going to be for everybody, don't get me wrong, but I do think it's going to be something big. I do think people are going to latch onto it, especially if they drop it for an affordable price. Like if this is a 39.99 game, like okay, you know what I mean? Like people are really going to be like, yeah, for $40, whatever, I'll build a hobbit village.
I think another part that's kind of disappointing is there's no multiplayer. I know you're not a big multiplayer person, but how cool would it be to bring your little hobbit and have some friends come visit you? Like, not saying the gameplay has to, but it'd be kind of fun to like see what you build in your world and things like that, and travel to other people's worlds. Kind of how they do in Animal Crossing.
I do like that side of things. And again, guys, I hate to bring up Stardew again, but Stardew, you basically, if you've never played, you can kind of create this like a secondary house on your property for your friends, where they can kind of load up and jump into your farm and kind of see what's going on. I would not be surprised if, after the amount of comments of people saying that they didn't like the fact that there's no multiplayer, they try to kind of work that situation into the game. I would not be shocked if at launch or shortly after they do have some type of online kind of setup for this.
Right, and there's no official release date, so they can change a lot of things in it. It's not, as you know, if it's going to be this year. All I see is coming soon.
Official is coming soon. Now I've heard things of very late 2024, but don't hold me to that.
Yeah, I think for me, I just like to see a little bit more gameplay of it. Again, this isn't my typical type of game, so I probably won't get it, but I'd like to see how good it does compared to like things like Animal Crossing, Stardew, and other games like that. So, but for me, it's Lord of the Rings. Not gonna play it. Just kidding. It looks cute. It looks cute.
Adam hates Lord of the Rings.
I don't hate it. It's not for me.
It's all right, buddy. It's all right, buddy. I do like Stardew a lot. I think it's a fun, relaxing game, and it's definitely one that I'm going to check out. And honestly, a game like this, I don't care what franchise it is. It could be any franchise, and I'd give it a shot. You know what I mean? So, guys, going to be dropping on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, and the Switch. Not very soon, coming soon. Some notes are saying late 2024. The biggest note here, and we talked about this a little bit on the last show, no PS4, no Xbox One.
Peace out.
It's officially happening, guys. It's officially happening, guys. The PS4 and Xbox One are dead.
I'm sorry for all you Xbox One and PS4 people. It's just kind of the tale of the ages, you know? It's kind of got to move on. And eventually, hopefully, you guys can get one soon, especially now that they're pretty accessible. Like, there's no shortage of like trying to buy them. I think that's partially why it extended for so long, as everybody was scalping them and not being able to buy them. But
they're expensive, but it's coming to that time. But Adam, since you're not such a huge fan of this franchise, I thought it would be funny if we did a little draft. And oh boy, this one is gonna make some people mad. Are you ready?
Flipping
the coin.
Boop, boop.
Ooh, and you get first pick.
Let's go. Okay.
Great. I get to introduce this. Okay. Guys, I'm going to apologize up front. I'm very sorry for this draft. We are going to be doing a draft of the most popular franchises that we hate.
Yeah. And I get the first pick. You know what? I'm not even going to put Lords of the Rings on the first pick for me.
It didn't even make the list?
No, because I know you love them, so I'll let you kind of I'll let you keep it off of it, you know?
This is gonna be a funny draft because I think not only are we gonna make other people mad, but we're gonna make each other mad.
Yeah. So, my first overall pick of beloved things that I hate in terms of everything, my first pick is Elder Scrolls. I do not know what is so intriguing about Elder Scrolls. I think it is boring. The mechanics of the game, it looks bad. I just never really gave it a true shot because I only held my attention for 5 minutes. So Elder Scrolls is bad.
I'm so nervous. I'm having second thoughts about this draft.
Yeah. Rewind, we're not doing this.
Okay. All right. Guys, I think I'm going to make a lot more people mad. With my very first pick, we are going to put on the list. And honestly, we can just go ahead and encompass all first-person online shooters into this. But I'm going to put on the list Call of Duty. What a fucking waste of time. Just running around mindlessly shooting each other just for hours and hours and hours with no end in sight, with no reward at the end, no nothing. Just keep going. Why not? Oh, match 742. Great. Let's keep it rolling.
Dave, you die 742 times to one boss. One boss in your
but there's
your
an end goal.
There's an end goal every time you play Call of Duty. You're trying to win the match. That's like saying, okay, you play pickup basketball. What's the end goal in that? You want to win. You want to win in Call of Duty.
No, it's different.
It is not different.
It's totally different. Look
Well,
how mad. Look how
No,
mad he
no,
is, guys.
we're having conversations. You're lucky I don't have. You're lucky I don't have too much things that you actually hate, like love on here, because
I mean, you knew it was on the list, buddy. You knew
no,
it was
yeah,
there. Yeah, you
to
knew
be
it was
honest,
this.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I
but
had
here's the thing, right? What if I said Fortnite? Then you'd be on board.
yeah, that's a third-person battle royale game.
Same thing.
It's not the same thing. There's first-person. But I'm on the fence of like, I don't like where Call of Duty's going. Early
Okay.
Call of Duty, campaign-wise, I loved all those.
Call of
Currently,
Duty,
not loving it.
old school Call of Duty campaigns, love it.
There we go.
So much fun. Love them.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
see, like, and right now I don't have much that you're gonna fight me with because I'm just going with things I actually dislike, like very much so.
All right.
all right.
Hit it up. Number 2.
Number 2 of the my second pick is Halo.
Not a Halo fan?
I strongly dislike Halo. I don't know why, but I just, again, it's one of those franchises I just never hopped on board with. I don't know. I don't like the mechanics of the game. I don't like the lore behind the game, and that's gonna be like, I'm gonna get hate for that. But
Yeah.
I've never liked Halo. Never.
I really liked Halo just because, well, Halo back in the day. That's another one back in the day because I liked the campaign. I like playing the Halo campaign.
See, the campaign is what like didn't do it for me. When I played that game, I played Halo, like one of the first Halos. And it was only so I could drive the Warthog and use the little blade thing. That's all.
Yeah, that was sick.
That's all I did in like a multiplayer. But I never actually finished the stories because they didn't intrigue me. So.
Huh. All right, Halo's on the list. Okay.
And I'm an Xbox guy. I grew up as an Xbox guy.
I know that's crazy
It's
to
an
me.
immortal sin.
Next up on my list, we are going to go with Madden. I don't get it. Why are people still playing Madden?
Yeah, I'm
That
with
game
you with
has
that one.
that game's been trashed since 2006.
Yeah,
Why
I
are
agree.
we guys? Why are we still playing Madden? I get it. It's the only football game out there. It's the only one. But if we just here's the thing: if we all just stopped playing Madden for 1 year, they would actually do something to make it better. That's all we have to do, guys. We just have to not buy 1 year of Madden, and I promise you, things will get better.
Yeah, I don't like Madden either.
It's so
Old school,
awful.
It's like honestly, it's the things that started out old school that were so good, and then they ended up just getting ruined.
That's mostly what's on my list.
What's-
Is like not things that I've always hated. It's things that I once loved and now that I hate because
Yeah.
I think it just stings a little bit harder when
Yeah.
when you did love it and now you don't.
Yeah, it's like the Harvey Dent quote from The Dark Knight: "You either die a hero or you live long enough to be a villain." That's these video games we're talking about: Madden, Call of Duty, Halo, all those. That's the comparison I'm making.
That's such a fantastic quote.
Thank you.
I'm gonna write that down.
There you go.
That's the name of this episode.
Episode 47. Oh, I got you. I see what you're saying now. Okay. Third pick. Is it third? Yeah.
Yeah,
Elder
third pick.
Scrolls, Halo. My third pick is, again, started out kind of good and got really bad pretty quick. And my third pick is Fast and the Furious.
This was clearly on my list as
Yeah.
well.
It
yeah.
started like Paul Walker days, RIP. It was really good back in the day. I loved 1 and 2. And then from there, it kind of nosedived down very quick. And it's about family now, Dave. Maybe I don't understand. I'm not close to my family. So maybe
It's family.
it's family.
I don't know, Adam. I live my life quarter mile at a time. That's a great pick. That's definitely on my list. Okay, this one, number 3 on my list. I'm probably gonna make some people mad on this one, but I think some people are gonna agree with me. Number 3 on my list is going to be Cobra Kai. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I
don't
never
underst-
saw it, so
I don't Okay, so Cobra Kai is the Netflix TV show that is spawned from the Karate Kid.
Yep, I knew that.
I don't understand it. I don't understand the obsession with it. It is it's just not good. It's just not a good story. The fighting this is the thing that you'll definitely hate about it. The fighting is so awful. It's so campy and awful, and I just don't understand this obsession with Cobra Kai. So Cobra Kai is number 3 on the list. I'm sorry, guys.
Interesting. Yeah, I've never seen that one, and I can kind of see that. Again, everything that was good once in our life ruined.
Ruined. Yeah.
Dave.
Ruined.
Okay. My 4th pick is this one. I think is gonna set the world on fire. So I better be careful. Maybe I switch
Do it. Nope, do it. It's too late. It's
Oh,
too
shoot.
late.
My fourth pick is Final Fantasy.
No, you didn't.
I
No,
don't.
you didn't. No, you didn't. You
Yep.
did. Wow.
It's so
Wow.
boring and lame to me. I don't know. And there's like 15 of them. How many are there? 15? How many Final Fantasies are there?
There's a lot. It depends if you count only the North American releases or if you're counting everything. But yeah,
Okay.
there's quite a few.
Let's see. There are. It's not even giving me a straight answer.
But that's it. It depends if you count the North American releases or
Okay.
all of them. But it could definitely 14.
A gazillion. 14.
Definitely 14. Yeah.
That's insane. Yeah. So that's on my list. There's too many, and I don't think they're fun looking games. So sorry, fantasy fans or Final Fantasy fans, not for me.
Okay. All right. Next up, that one's gonna be hard to top, but I think I might do it. I might do it here. Okay. Number 4 on my list is going to be The Walking Dead.
Really?
I don't understand the obsession with The Walking Dead. Here's the thing with The Walking Dead. The show started off really good, and they followed the comic books to a T, which I love. And then all of a sudden, they made a hard right into what the hell are we doing land, and just totally went off script. And I don't understand why this show is so popular, because I'm going to just throw it out there and say, number one, zombies are boring. Zombies is just so boring. I don't understand. It's not scary. It's not well done anymore. It doesn't follow the comic book. There's too much going on. And I just don't understand why people think it's like the greatest thing since sliced bread.
I don't know if I disagree with you on this one or if I agree, because I never fully watched it, but every time I like watch my friends watching it, I was always intrigued watching it. Are they still making them?
I believe it's over. I
Okay.
gave up. Honestly, after like season 3, I gave up. I was just like,
Gotcha.
I'm kind of done with this. That's where they like, I could see it kind of going off the rails, and I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, I'm good.
I'm not sticking around.
I'm not investing any more time in this.
Well, a good buddy of the show, Blake, he had just started it, so maybe I'll get his
Oh,
opinion
no.
on where he's at. Maybe I think he might be in season 2 or 3. But I mean, I can see. I've always been told like the first 3 seasons were really good, and then
Yeah.
So okay, I'll agree to disagree to agree.
I'm sorry, Blake. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm just gonna see what his opinion is. So next up for me, the final pick for me, I'm not gonna go Lords of the Rings because I've already bashed him enough, and I don't think I need to keep doing that. So
Yep.
my final pick, and this is a game I don't understand how anybody finds fun and how it's not boring to anybody. But my final pick is Five Nights at Freddy's. It's so boring.
You don't like Freddy?
Look at the camera. Look at the vent. Look at the camera. Look at the vent. Ah, scared. Look at the camera. Look at the vent. Day 5. It's like boring. Like
they made a movie and everything.
and I never saw the movie because of how much I did not like the game. Because it's like, look at the camera, look at the vent, close the windows, look at the vent, look at the door. It's like, oh my gosh, what's happening?
I love this so much.
Is it random? Is it a random sequence, or you have to do it a certain way, or like what is?
No, I think it's a random sequence, but I think there's certain things that like people have noticed where if like if somebody's here in like the next couple seconds, they're gonna be here unless you do something. You know what I mean? Like there is a little
there's
strategy.
different triggers with like put a mask on and shine the flashlight. It's boring.
I'm not gonna fight you too hard on that one. I've only played minutes of them because it just wasn't for me.
Yeah,
it's just more about the shock value. You know what I mean? It's a good stream game because people like to see you scared and stuff like that. But then other than that, it's just
when I played it, I never had like a true like It was more like a he jumped out at me and now he's gone. I have to restart the day. Like that's kind of how it went for me. So, but sorry, Five Nights at Freddy fans, not for me. It's boring.
Not gonna fight you too hard on that one. Okay, last up on my list is this.
Yeah,
is this last?
Yeah, this is last.
Is this last?
Yeah, I did Elder Scrolls, Halo, Fast and Furious, Final Fantasy, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh yeah. Yeah, okay. And I did Call of Duty, Madden, Cobra Kai, and Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Ooh, I have 2 on here that I really want to bash. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. We talked about this last week, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it on my list because I don't understand why this is still popular. But we're gonna put Star Wars on the list.
Again, they killed
Star
it.
Wars, they killed it. There is 6 movies. 7 if you count the animated Clone Wars, which was pretty good. But other than that, the rest is absolute trash, and I don't understand why Star Wars is still popular. Who is watching this garbage?
Kids.
Stop watching this garbage, please.
I think where it comes from is like how much like parents and adults are always like, "Oh, I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars growing up. I love Star Wars growing up." And so I think nowadays it's like a younger generation saying like, "Well, we didn't get that, but now we have this. It's still really good." Like, you know what I mean? I think that's where it's coming from, like a new generation of Star Wars fans. So I think we may hate it, but kids are loving it.
I'm not against the idea of Star Wars. I'm just against what they're doing. Like, I think it's great that the older generation who grew up on Star Wars now gets to be like enjoy something new Star Wars with their kids. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's incredible. That sounds amazing. But it has to be good. Like, if it's not good, I can't just be like, "Oh, I'm so happy they're making a bunch of crap." Like,
Yeah,
it's
sure.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm trying
Star
to
Wars
come
is
up
on
with
the
different
list.
reasons. I can see why Star Wars is on the list, Dave.
On the
Uh,
list, guys. On the
Honorable
list.
mentions. It's funny that you said Call of Duty because I had this as an overrated IPs. And I put Call of Duty on there because the fan base of Call of Duty is so like Call of Duty. Me love it. And I used to be like that, so I can say that. Sorry, all you Call of Duty fans.
Yeah, we made a lot of people mad on this
Yep,
one.
yep.
Guys, go ahead and drop down in the comments right next to your I can't believe you said that. Any franchises that you think are a little bit overrated and not that great, we are excited to hear them.
One other one I had on here, or 2 honorable mentions. Obviously, Lords of the Rings, don't like it, and Twilight. But it's different. I think it's
Twilight,
different.
yeah, Twilight. I get
I
Twilight.
never actually watched or read any of it. I was always so.
Twilight is like it's not great. It's not good.
Yeah,
It's not.
and I think
It's not bad, but it's not good.
I think-
It doesn't deserve the level of like,
hate.
oh my godness that it got. You know what I mean?
That's
It's-
kind of where I was going with that.
Yeah.
One that I refuse to watch, and it's not because I'm not gonna like it. It's just I don't know. I think I missed the mark on it, and that's Game of Thrones. Like I think it's kind of coming past, and so like I feel like I'm out of it now, and I don't know if I'd enjoy it. So
People hate the last season of Game of Thrones. I'm not one of those people. I mean, the last season it wasn't spectacular, but I don't think it deserves like the amount of hate that it got. It wasn't terrible. And the series as a whole was just like, I just looked at it as like a series as a whole. Like it was good. People do this with The Sopranos too. Like they hate the end of The Sopranos, and the end of The Sopranos wasn't mind blowing, but like the series as a whole, you know what I mean, was great. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm not gonna do any honorable mentions. I think I made enough people mad.
yeah, I agree. I think we made some people mad. There's another one I love this show, and it kind of comes into the final season. Dexter. I love Dexter all the way up to the last 3 episodes.
I know a lot of people don't like the end of Dexter either. I never got into Dexter.
Really?
It just seemed like one of those shows where I'm like,
It's dark.
why is this popular? Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I really enjoyed it. The reboot or the new blood was kind of but I really enjoyed the first, like the actual show. But
I feel like
other
if that was real life, he would have got caught so many times.
I don't know. I feel like if you like know how to like manipulate everything you do, I don't know. Especially with how closed off he was, I think somebody could get away with it.
I don't know.
Especially okay. Now, if he was killing like innocent people and like good people, I think he wouldn't. But like he's killing like criminals and nobodies and murderers. Like, I don't know. I don't want to try. I'm not going to try. Not putting that out there. I am no murderer. I promise. But I feel like not with today's technology and how many cameras are out there.
Yeah, I
and
feel like you would.
smartphones and
I feel like in real life you would have got caught.
yeah,
I mean,
nowadays 100%.
I know they're murderers and stuff, but it's still a crime. Like you can't like I get. I
Eye
don't
for an
know.
eye, man. Eye for an eye.
I don't know. Let's
I'm
move
just
on
kidding. Yeah,
before
let's
we
move
make
on.
people angry.
Yeah, we're gonna get dark in this episode. Our second game, MultiVersus, the revival of MultiVersus, following its almost year hiatus after closing their beta. Not so much in terms of like we're not gonna have a big trailer for you. They released a trailer of everything they changed and everything like that. But I think it'd be fun to show the Joker trailer, Dave. I you gotta admit he looks pretty cool, right?
He looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. This, yeah, I'll just go ahead and say it. I'm not a big fan of these types of games. But yeah, the Joker looks pretty cool in the trailer. I'm not gonna lie. I think they did a pretty decent job.
Did you hear the voice they used?
I did hear the voice that they used.
So that's pretty exciting, huh? All right, so here's the trailer. Like I said, it's just a trailer of the Joker and its gameplay as a revealed character. I loved MultiVersus when it first came out. So if you don't know what it is, if you haven't been able to play it at all, essentially it is a platform fighter with all Warner Brothers IPs, characters, and this is the announcement of the Joker, which just came out today at the filming of this video, or yesterday. One of the two. But yeah, I think the Joker looks really good.
I think, yeah. I mean, I think he looks really good. If you guys are just listening, they definitely went for the animated series style Joker, maybe like a mix of the animated series Joker and like a Batman Beyond, but way more heavy towards the animated Joker side of things. And I think it looks really good. I have so many questions. So honestly, if you guys are just listening, this is essentially Smash Brothers. With Warner Brothers characters, which is fine to me. But what makes round 2 any different, if we're gonna be honest here?
So there's a lot changed in terms of like the groundwork of the game. So we can go ahead and kind of dive into that. But I'm excited for this game. I put many hours into this during the beta, and I was thoroughly enjoying it. I got a little too competitive, so I had to bring myself out of it because I was getting angry as I played. But some big changes to it. So this game is coming out May 28th. It's made by Player First Games, which I think this is their only title that they've made. It's a free-to-play cross-platform platform fighter. And like I said, it was in beta from July 22 to June 2023. And then just kind of went radio silent. And the reason why I went radio silent is there was a lot that they were doing on the back end of changing the game to really make it better, I guess, because they were starting to go down a hole that we're losing fans, losing players. And I think they realized that, and they're like, okay, we have to change a lot of things. And so a lot of those big changes, one is they switched it from whatever they were using. I don't know what it was or they switched it to Unreal Engine 5. So visually, the game's supposed to look better and play a bit better, which is really good. Next is a huge change that they made because they were having a lot of issues, like server issues. So like it used to be like server based, which would like if the server is farther away from you, the more lag you had, and like trying to play a fighter game with lag, it's kind of impossible because like input delay and things like that. So they changed the netcode, which is called rollback netcode, and I have no idea what any of this means, but it's called a rollback netcode. So this means like there's going to be less lag, and no matter like your latency. So like it's going to have like quick input no matter what, which is really good. I think that's huge for a game like this, because if you're doing an online multiplayer fighter game, if you're always delayed and fighting, you're always going to lose, or you're never going to have a good experience. And they showed some videos of like what it was in the past and what they changed it to, and it looks good.
It's definitely essential. I mean, this update is definitely essential for an online multiplayer. I mean, here's my number one question before we get too far into it. Are you excited to jump back into this?
Heck yeah. I was sad that they got rid of it.
All right, okay. Are you really? Do you think that you are the majority?
I think there's a good 50-50 split.
Because I think one of the things that this game had that was a huge problem is that the game itself was very focused on the monetization of the game and the grindiness of the game. And I think the grindiness of the game is a huger problem than people think because I don't know when you're burnt out on something, it's really hard to get that love and that passion and that want back, right? And I think it doesn't I think it's like almost a little too late. Like it's too little too late. I think that a lot of the original players are just so like burnt out from the grind of the first session that I don't know if they're even interested in coming back.
And so that was one of the big things that they've actually kind of talked about and like, hey, we realized that it was too grindy and things like that. And for me, like, I'm gonna come back to it to test it. And if it's truly still gonna be grindy and it's gonna have all this microtransaction, pay to win elements, then yeah, I'm gonna lose interest very quick. But I think that they don't. I feel like this developer really wants to keep a player base. Where I think maybe Warner Brothers isn't as worried, but I think that MultiVersus, what changes they're implementing, will bring in good change and reduce the amount of play to win or pay to win and the microtransactions, especially. So the battle pass used to be like there wasn't two tiers. You know what I mean? It was either no battle pass or you had to pay for it. At least from what I remember. And so now they'll have two versions. So like I feel like there's gonna be a lot of optional things. And from what the developer said is, yes, like you can buy Glinium to buy your characters, but you can still work to get those. And what lost a lot of people in the beta was the Glinium or the XP was so slow to get. And so that's what, like you said, it was too grindy. But I think also to that fact is it was very limited in the modes that it had. It only had like 1v1s and 2v2s. And then I think there's like an arcade like fighter mode or free for all or something like that. Well, they're adding PvE modes. So grant additional rewards, additional XP. So that's going to be pretty cool. I'm guessing it's going to be like Gauntlet where like many characters come in, you have to beat them, things like that. They're going to have another 2v1 or like PvP wise, they're going to have 2v1 handicap mode. So like, who knows, maybe like one character or the person that has one gets 10 lives and the two get 3 each. I don't know how that's going to work. And so I think they're trying to come up with different ways to earn rewards rather than the same two modes over and over and over. But I don't know. And that's a big question for a lot of people. And I think some other really cool things about it is for the re-release, they're letting you keep everything in terms of like your cosmetics and everything that you earned during the beta, which is really nice.
That's cool. That's nice of them.
They're also adding cross-platform and cross-progression, if that makes sense. So
Cross progression.
so I could jump on my Xbox to my PC to my PlayStation to whatever I'm playing and it always be in that spot.
That's kind of cool. I like that.
It's really nice. And because I would always like I want to play, I don't know if it was on the Switch, but like I would always want to take my Xbox with me on the go because I played on my PC and like I was like, well, I already put too many hours on my PC. I'm not going to start over. So is it going to be monetized? I sure hope not. Based off what I'm seeing is and how much negative feedback they got from it, I don't know if they will. And they haven't shown anything about. So there used to be paid versions of the game. Like you can buy the version of the game and you get all the Glinium and all this. They haven't announced any of that for this go around. Which is, I think, either they're really hiding it and being shady about it, or they're not going to do it again because of how much hate they got.
I don't think they're gonna be. I don't think they're being shady about it, but I think there has to be just a general expectation that like this is a free to play game and they're going to have to make money on it somehow. You know what I mean? And I'm not really sure. Not really sure in a game like this how you can not monetize winning and make enough money to make this worth it. Like I just don't understand. Like I don't think they're gonna be able to sell enough skins to make this worth it. They have to make it a pay to win at some point. I just feel like they have to.
I think the pay to win is where you'll be able to like you buy your characters up front and with the Glinium that you can buy with real money, or like it's gonna be a grind to get these characters. Or not a grind. It's gonna be faster, but if you want them like right then and right now, you're gonna have to like pay for the characters.
And is there like a ranking system, like in Street Fighter? Is there like a ranking system where you rank online and stuff? So like, I mean, that's I don't know. The whole situation just kind of sucks, right? Because if you go in there with no money and you know you know you're trying to get your online rank up, well, it's like somebody just came in there and dropped $100 and got like the best character that's fully maxed out.
So there's no maxing out. Like every character, it's like Super Smash Bros. It's the same. Like the characters don't level up.
Ah,
I love these games though. Like, and then like one example I have is like Brawlhalla. They do the stuff like this, or they add a bunch of characters, and like you don't need to pay for the characters and still have a fun time.
what happened to the Nickelodeon game like this?
I just hated that one.
But like, what's the player base now? Do you even know what the player base is now?
I don't know.
It feels like it's gonna be the same, like the same as it always is. I I hate to be a glass half empty kind of guy, but like, it just feels like it's gonna be. I don't know. I feel like they're promising a lot, and I think it's gonna be the same. I don't think there's gonna be changes.
I do.
You do think there's gonna be changes?
This developer cares more about their players than like they care to make a good game. I don't think they're a developer. It's like, we release garbage. They're not a Rocksteady Suicide Squad.
Wow.
I don't think they're trying to release junk, and I don't think they're trying to release a game where people don't want to play because of all the grindiness. Like I think they realize their mistakes and like, okay, we gotta shut it down and like fix these mistakes. And like you said, is it too late? It's hard to say until the game's released. And I think you're gonna see a huge spike of character or players, but if it turns out to be grindy, you're gonna see that spike right back down. But it's hard to say until the game's released. I'm excited. I've seen a lot of other people excited about it, especially with all the new characters they're gonna release and leaked characters and all that. So
I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. I wish it all the best. Like you know, I don't ever wish a game to fail. I say it all the time. I don't ever wish a game to fail. That just from what I've been seeing on, and comments and things like that, it's a pretty 50-50 split
yeah,
of people that are excited for the game to come back and people that were just like, I've been so done with this game. Like I'm just done and just not interested. So already right there, it's like half the people that were interested before are no longer interested. Now you're going to bring the other 50% of those players back. You have to make all 50% of those players happy. I don't like that's impossible. You're never going to make everybody that plays the game happy. So you're going to lose another chunk of the audience there. You're going to lose chunks of audiences that aren't going to pay for anything. And I see, exactly like you said, I see this being a huge player spike, at launch, and it just slowly dwindles itself down back to nothing. And that's kind of the end of it.
yeah.
Unfortunately. And I could be totally wrong. I could be totally wrong. This could be the next big thing. I could look totally stupid and just, this is the next thing that everybody plays. I just think they're fighting they're fighting an uphill battle. You know what I
Right.
mean? I think it's gonna be really, really hard for them. And would I love to see them pull it off? Absolutely. If I had to bet my bottom dollar on it that they're gonna do it, would I do it? No.
I'm on board. I'm on board with this game. And I think part of it is playing Nick All-Star Brawl 2, like the mechanics of that game felt so slow and clunky. And that's how the first one was really bad. Second one got a bit better, but still I felt like I could never like truly like play that game fast and like, you know what I mean? And again, this is a skill issue. A lot of people love Nick All-Star Brawl 2, but when it comes to MultiVersus, it plays fluid, it plays fast. It reminded me a lot of Super Smash Bros, which I'm not like great at it, but I could hold my own against a lot of different players, if that makes sense. Like obviously not against pros, but MultiVersus, like I found my character I was really good with and I just ran with it. With Nick All-Star Brawl 2, I couldn't find a character that I was like really good with and could just run with it. I tried all of them. I put hours into all of them, just could never really find it. And I think that's why I like MultiVersus more. And it's going to hold me because I like Super Smash Bros. And this is the closest thing I can get outside of Switch because I don't play my Switch.
Will say I agree with you. Mechanics wise, it does look the closest to Smash Bros. That I've ever seen. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I wish it all the best. I really do. If I had to bet my bottom dollar, I would not. But I am patiently awaiting to see what happens. Because honestly, I'm gonna throw it out there. I do like the WB roster more than I like the Nickelodeon roster. I'll just throw it out there. I am the WB is more my era, I would say. So yeah, I hope it does great.
Couple other things real quick, just to put it out there. I could say all the leaked characters, but you could just say Warner Brothers in general is leaked because everybody has a leak of some sort. Scooby-Doo, or Scooby-Doo's already in it. No, he's not. Shaggy's in it, sorry. Samurai Jack, the Powderpuff Girls, Dexter, Harry Potter, Gandalf, like anybody Warner Brothers you think about, it probably has been leaked. But is it true? I don't know. A lot of people do the data mines, all this stuff. But so there's that. Yeah, it comes out May 28th, so right around the corner, and it has the original cast plus the Joker. And I'm super excited about it, and I can't wait. I cannot wait, to be honest.
Wishing it all the best, and I will definitely check out Adam playing it because I know he's going to be playing it day one, and we will be back on the 29th with our feedback.
Yes, we will have a review of this one. This will be a reviewed game.
A reviewed game for sure.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Well, anyways, since we were diving deep into the roster of the WB, we figured it would be a great idea. Are we doing this as a draft of
blind ranking?
Oh, this is a blind ranking?
Yeah. Did you see my text?
I knew that because I was testing him.
Yeah,
50 gold stars for him. We decided we're going to do a blind rank. Are we doing this as a blind ranking of just the best WB characters ever, or characters that we would like to see in the game?
Ever. This is Warner Brothers in general.
Okay. All right.
It'll appeal to more people, I think.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do that.
For you guys. For you.
Do you want to go first or second?
I will quiz you first.
All right. Let's do it.
All right. Blind ranking of the best Warner Brothers IP characters ever. I didn't like that. Blind ranking of the best Warner Brothers characters ever. That's better. I need to say IPs.
I like it. No, you did good. Okay.
All right,
hit me
Dave.
up.
You ready?
Ready.
I'll start from the bottom of my list. I'm switching it up.
We started from the bottom. Now we're here.
Exactly. All right. Your first option of the blind ranking, Dave, is Scorpion
Scorpion.
from Mortal Kombat.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
You know, this is gonna be a very interesting one because I have the WB is so big, and I have such there's so many franchises that I just love so much, and I have to save spots for them. I'm gonna put Scorpion at a 5. He's dope.
Whoa.
Scorpion's dope, but here's the thing. WB is great, guys. WB is great. We could easily have a list of 5 just absolute #1 bangers.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Oh, great.
You put him at 5, Scorpion at 5.
Great.
All right, Dave, you ready for your next choice?
Ready.
Okay, you're going to be excited about it, actually. Your second option is Pennywise. I didn't know he was Warner Brothers, to be honest.
Oh, man. I'm going to make so many people mad. Pennywise is a 4.
What? I thought you loved Pennywise and it.
No, well,
there's more up there.
Yeah, there's more up there. And honestly, I'd put Scorpion over Pennywise. Pennywise is great, but I don't know.
I gotcha.
Scorpion's just been in more.
Gotcha.
There's more of Scorpion, you know?
Yeah.
It's just the one thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right. Dave, your next option is Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka?
I told you it's random.
What are you doing? 3.
Okay. Shoot, now I feel like this is kind of ruined it. It's going to be 2-1, I bet. Okay. Your next option is Tweety. Tweety Bird.
I mean, I would love to put it at 2 and hope you gave me something better, but this list doesn't make me feel comfortable doing that. #1, Tweety. Yeah, Tweety's great.
Tweety Bird at 1. Okay.
Tweety Bird's great. #1.
All right, Dave. Your #2 option is Scooby-Doo.
#2.
Yep, it has to be. So
I probably would have put Scooby. Yeah, I would have put Scooby.
See, I thought I'd pick characters that you would love, to be honest. I thought you really enjoyed Scorpion. I take that back. Willy Wonka-wise, I wasn't too sure.
I'm not going to lie, dude. I did this as a draft, and not one of those was on my top 10.
Dang, that shows how much I know you.
Well, my list isn't gonna be much better for you.
Well, I didn't want to put like Batman because I know we talk about Batman all the time, so I switched it up a bit.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
no. I'm good with that. Was a great list. That was a great list. Tweety for life.
Tweety for life. Hashtag.
Tweety for life. Okay,
Another movement we're talking.
let's see how Adam does with this list because I don't think he's gonna like any of these. Guys, this is the blind ranking of the best Warner Brother characters of all time.
Boom.
Adam, first up on your list, we are going to go with Neo.
From what? I don't know what Neo is. Oh, the Matrix? Oh, I just forgot his name.
Matrix.
I'm going to kind of make you sad here, Dave. I've never watched The Matrix.
Get out of here.
5.
You've never seen The Matrix.
5.
Episode over, guys. Adam has homework.
No.
Adam has homework.
Okay, so yeah, I just never seen it, so I had to put it at 5. I'm sorry, all Matrix fans, all Keanu Reeves fans. Just never watched it.
That's
sorry.
harsh.
I'm sorry.
That's harsh, bro. Okay. Number 2 on your list is going to be the one and only Dr. Evil.
Oh, see, now you're talking a little bit of movies
I
I've
gave
seen.
you bangers, bro.
All
I
right.
gave you bangers.
Dr. Evil, since you said you gave me all bangers, I'm gonna put him 3. Safe spot in the middle.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, keep my
Yeah.
4 and 2 open.
Okay, well, I mean, don't. I mean, keep in mind these are bangers for me. So just
Yeah, I
just
know,
so you
I
know.
know.
Okay, all right. Next up on the list, you have Ace Ventura.
4.
Alrighty then.
Oh, but I love Jim Carrey. Oh, shoot. That's really tough. Okay, I think I changed my mind. I'm putting Ace Ventura at 2.
You're putting him in the 2 spot.
Yeah, put him at the 2 spot.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Ace
yeah.
Ventura's a 2.
Yeah, I
It's
like it there.
like a glove. Okay. Next up on the list. Oh wow, you got 4 and 1 left. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what you're gonna
Don't
do
switch
here.
it up. Don't switch it.
I'm not, but I don't know what you're gonna do here. Next up on the list, we have Harry Potter.
I thoroughly enjoy Harry Potter. And I think you gave me another really good one, but I think I know Harry Potter probably the most out of what you're probably going to give me. So I'm putting Harry Potter at 1.
Harry Potter's at 1?
Yeah, I really enjoy Harry Potter.
Okay, well, your number 4 is the Joker.
I think I got to leave. The Joker at 4 is insane. No.
You put Ace Ventura and Dr. Evil as better than the Joker.
I sure did. I feel terrible about my life now.
Love this. I love this. This was a great draft.
Joker, obviously, number 1.
This was great.
Yeah. All right.
This is great. A couple honorable mentions.
yeah,
We, of
go for
course, got Samurai Jack, Pinky from Pinky and the Brain. Of course, we have Lloyd Christmas from Dumb and Dumber. I just didn't want to put 2 Jim Carreys on there. And last but not least, Mr. Sheldon Cooper from The Big Bang Theory.
Ooh, yeah, I would put him at 5 too.
Sheldon Cooper?
Sheldon Cooper at 5.
You don't like The Big Bang?
Not really.
Oh, no.
It's too smart for me. All right. My honorable mentions that could have been on the list: King Kong, Superman, Bugs Bunny, and the Iron Giant.
All great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Warner Bros. Got some banger franchises.
Yeah, I probably should have switched it. That probably would have been a better list for you, huh?
Yeah, well, I would have taken a lot of those. Yeah.
Yeah, over the random Willy Wonka, Tweety Bird, and whatever. So
No, Willy Wonka was a curveball, right? Because I love Gene Wilder.
Yeah.
But the Johnny Depp and then the new one, I just didn't.
yeah, I really enjoyed the early days.
Yeah,
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah,
Yeah. All right.
yeah. Oh, well.
Moving on to the next game, Dave. Oh, well, let us know in the comments how you ranked those those IPs, those Warner Brother IPs. Love to know. Yeah, moving on to Serum, made by Game Island, coming out May 23rd. Dave, this is another game you're probably going to have to take over.
Okay. Does this look exciting at all to you?
It's very interesting. I'll put it up that way. Yeah,
That's why.
It's not a game that I would like, oh, I'm going to jump on and play this game instantly. It's a game that really like piqued my interest, but I don't know if it's got my interest enough to like buy it and play it, if that makes sense. So I'm going to throw up the trailer if that's cool with you.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and throw up the trailer. And this is a game. So typically, I'm not really interested in this style of game, but when I looked at it, it just looked so interesting. And what we're looking at is a pretty I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty generic post-apocalyptic world, which I mean has been just done over and over. But if you're just listening, what we're looking at right now is this guy is I'm assuming the main character,
Yep.
and on his chest he has like these little vials of what is the serum.
Mhm.
And the really interesting part of this game to me was that he plugged this thing into his arm, and his arm had this like countdown clock
Mhm.
on it, and it basically he just like keeps injecting into it, and when he injects into it, like right now we're watching his eyes glowing green, and then he's fighting like this wild boar.
Mhm.
I think the concept behind it is really really interesting, that you're gonna have basically what this is like a survival like adventure game, but
Mhm.
it feels like it's gonna have like a time kind of like
Element to
aspect
it.
to it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like a time element to it, which I think is really interesting.
I agree. And I think that's why I thought it was really cool because, like you said, generic looking at first, and then you really get into the trailer, you see him injecting himself with the serum to give himself more time to survive. And that's kind of the whole premise of the game is you're stuck in this fog, this toxic fog, and to survive, you must brew the serum, and the serum can be harvested, like the resources needed from animals and plants and things like that. And so then you have to brew your serum, if that makes sense. And where the time comes into play is when you inject yourself, it gives you additional time to survive. Kind of like what's that Justin Timberlake movie?
That's what I was talking about, dude. I could not remember the name of that Justin Timberlake movie where their time was like a bank on their arm. Like that's how they got paid, with time before they would die.
Right. I'll look it up as you keep talking. So
Yeah, but I think the idea of it is really interesting, and they might have just honestly kind of stolen that idea from the movie. But I think it's something that I haven't seen in games before. And a lot like Adam said about the serum, the cool thing about the serum is that the serum itself affects the DNA of life forms. And changes not only their appearance and their behavior. So it's like you're gonna see some very familiar things in this game. Like we saw the warthog and stuff like that, but we also saw some like very different style things. There was like,
yeah, that really like tall thing coming out from the background.
yeah, so they're saying that you're going to be able to combat like the mutated wildlife, and when we saw in the trailer that you're going to be able to combat humanoids. So it feels like if you've used the serum like too much, you kind of turn into this like humanoid kind of zombie style thing. So you're going to be fighting people too, and then there's these huge biome bosses, which I'm a huge fan of. And I don't know if that's just because of the way that it affects the DNA or whatever like that, but it created these really huge bosses, and I'm really interested to have that type of like gameplay in a game like this, because it's not typically something that you see in like a survival kind of action RPG. Like I don't want to call it an RPG
It's like an
because
adventure survival game.
yeah, like like an adventure survival game. You don't really see these like huge like kind of bosses that are, I'm a huge fan of. But the serum itself too, the cool thing about it is that not only do you need it to increase your time and stuff like that and stay alive, but the serum itself actually has effects on you where you gain like new skills and abilities every time you kind of hit this certain, they call it a mutation level. Yeah, so you have to use the serum a certain amount of times. But the really interesting thing about that too is that once you hit these skill levels and these like mutation plateaus, they say that you get the skills. So you get cool skills like the night vision is one, like silent walking is one. But they're saying that the skills come with side effects, and they don't tell you like what those are. So it's like you could hit this new plateau and get a really cool skill, but then also some weird stuff can start to happen. You know what I mean? And that's why I think like the humanoids are people that injected the serum too much. Like, yeah, like the side effects like got to them.
I wonder if it's like a give and take. Once you reach this threshold, let's say you get the night vision, but let's say you move slower. Like maybe you get to pick one, like either like you move faster, you know what I mean? Things like that. Like it's a give and take. Once you reach this threshold, well, you lose this ability, or this is what is your negative side effect. Or now the serum's not as effective. You inject yourself, you don't get as much time. Things like that.
That's kind of what I was thinking. It's like a Clayface situation, right? So like the more that you use the serum, the less effective it gets. So like the first time you inject the serum, you get like 10 minutes on your arm. But then like the 40th time you do it, it's like, dude, I just injected that. I only got 30 seconds. Like, you know what I mean? Something crazy like that. I just think it's kind of an interesting idea. And I don't really have anything about the game that's like, visually or like gameplay wise that looks, anything out of the ordinary. This is going to be a Steam drop. But I just think the idea behind it is something really creative.
And we've been talking about the last couple weeks is like, what are these game developers doing to set themselves apart? Like you said, maybe not the gameplay mechanics or the visuals, but the idea and the mechanics of what they're putting into the game is what's setting them apart. And I totally agree with you. This is different than a lot of other survival games. And one thing I did see with it, I don't know if you saw this, but the serum can help also expand your safe zone. I don't know. So like essentially like the serum can give you like a bubble of clean air and things like that, I think. Is that what it means?
What I saw is kind of exactly what you were saying. It's like you are it's almost like I don't want to say undetectable, but it's almost like a stealth mode is what I kind of saw, where it's like the serum just kind of expands around you and it makes you like less noticeable to, so it's not like you're not constantly getting bombarded with things that are trying to kill you. Like it kind of gives you this little buffer of like, okay, you're less detectable. You're pretty safe right here if you need to just chill out for a second.
See, I thought what it was you have your safe zone where like you put serum into like this generator and that like blankets you. But okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, I mean, I could be totally wrong, but that's kind of
Yeah.
what I saw.
Mhm.
And I thought it was just a really interesting idea. And there is some gameplay up right now of people that have played, that
Early
believe,
access
yeah,
and
they've had
developer
early
play.
access, and the game itself looks really interesting. Like they have videos up of people playing this for like 3 hours, and I watched a bunch of it, and I was like, this just looks really cool. Just looks like a really cool game. Something I'm not typically interested in, which is why I brought it up. But it kind of gives me like Fallout vibes.
So is it story based? Like you think like you uncover the secrets and it's gonna say, oh, this is where the fog's coming from, or this is what happened in the past? Like, what do you think it is?
So this is going to be very story based, in my opinion, because like I said, people played a little bit of this gameplay, and the intro of this game is actually really kind of compelling, right? And I don't want to give away too much, but the story behind it is like it's almost kind of sad, right? So the opening that I saw is basically you're listening to a phone conversation that this guy had with his wife, and in the moment he is not with his wife and family, and I believe it was a son, but the son was sick, and he's basically in this area. He's like his son is like getting treatment for some type of sickness. He's gonna go back to where he is to be with his family to like be part of this treatment. He just says, I just needed to have a quick surgery to fix the time clock in my arm, which apparently is like not a huge deal at all. And then what happens is he just kind of wakes up in this tunnel, and everything has gone just awry. So like yeah, and like if you look in the trailer that we just watched, he's got like the pictures that like his kid drew in there, and like notes from his wife and like letters and stuff like that. So I think this is gonna have like a much deeper story than people actually kind of think. Yeah, so I'm excited for that. It just feels like I don't know. It feels like they put a lot of attention to detail in this to craft like a really great idea, with a really great story, and it just for whatever reason just hasn't really gotten a lot of noise. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's a smaller developer, I think, and that's part of it. But yeah, I agree. It looks really fun. It looks interesting. I don't know if it's a game I'm gonna like drop in and play right away, but definitely has my attention, and I'll probably maybe who knows, maybe I'll review this one.
I'm super excited for this one because I think it's going to be something really kind of special. I'm definitely going to check it out, especially now that I have a Steam account and I'm a PC gamer. It will be dropping May 23rd on Steam. I cannot imagine that this is going to be a very expensive title. Definitely not a AAA cost of $70. So yeah, I will be checking this one out. I'm kind of excited for it.
Let's do it.
So flip the coin.
Flip the coin.
All right. I feel like here's the thing, dude. I feel like we kind of did this draft already.
Yeah, we kind of did.
Did we? Did we kind of do this already?
We did a crafting draft, and most
Yeah, but
of it-
it's like the same
Yeah.
exact game. So
I have a few more games that were on it. So
I was making
won?
this list and I won. I was
Okay.
making this list and I was like, I feel like I made this list already.
yeah, I did too. I have like 2 other games that aren't on the list, but go for it.
Anyways, we're gonna
Oh,
do
yeah,
it
I gotta
anyway.
do it.
Yeah,
Draft
I
of the
won.
best survival games ever.
The best survival games ever. Okay, very first on my list. I'm not gonna go with the one that we picked all together. I'm gonna go Subnautica, number 1.
Ooh, okay. Subnautica wasn't even on my list.
I just love the underwater.
Yeah.
Underwater is so cool.
Yeah, I agree. All right. My first pick is Minecraft.
Yep, knew it was coming.
Survival game that started many survival games. Also was in our number 1 spot for the crafting game. So
Yep. Okay, number 2 on my list. I'm gonna go with the forest.
yeah, whoa.
I like the forest. I
Yeah,
think
no,
it was,
no.
I think it was a good survival game, and I thought it was actually kind of scary. There was actually moments that I was like, "Ooh,
Okay, so this game it's more of like an action adventure game for my second pick, but I feel like it has a lot of survival elements to it. And like, yeah, you die, you just kind of just respawn. But my second pick is Dying Light.
that was on my list too."
Was it really? Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Would you consider that a survival game?
I mean, I put it on my list. It's definitely walking the line, but we're gonna count it.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of elements. Like, yeah, you just respawn at your last checkpoint, but like, you don't really lose everything. Does you have to lose everything to be considered a survival game?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I mean, in Minecraft, you don't lose everything that's at your base, so I don't
Yeah.
know.
No, we're gonna count it. We're
Cool.
counting it. Okay.
Cool.
Number 3 on my list. You could probably say the rest of my list. We're gonna go with Valheim.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good pick.
You know,
good pick.
I love Valheim.
Yeah, that's a good one. My third pick is The Long Dark,
Was not on my list. That's interesting.
and that wasn't on our list for the crafting games. That game is like, it's got a very eerie feel to it, and like always like, I feel like you're always struggling to survive. Like if you were to be stuck in the winter, I feel like that's what would happen. Is what happens in The Long Dark.
Look at you, like actually coming up with new content.
That's a good game.
I'm so happy Adam's part of the show.
Yeah.
Okay, next up on the list, I'm actually going to go with a game that was not on the original list, and we're going to go with Don't Starve. And I don't know how we missed this one on the original, but you know that I love me some top-down 2D retro action, and this is basically survival in the 2D at its best.
Yeah, I like it. It's a good
Yeah.
one. Okay, my fourth pick. Wow, we're cruising through this one. My fourth pick is Grounded, another game that we didn't talk about in our crafting, but that game is so goofy fun. You ever
I've watched people play it. I've never
Yeah.
played it, but yeah, it does look.
I didn't get into it as much as the other games, but like the time I did play, I was like, this is kind of fun. Like it's almost like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. but
Yeah.
survival. So that's why I really
That's-
like that game.
That's the vibe that I got. That's
Yeah.
good. That's great. That's a great part. Okay, what are we gonna do now?
There's one glaring on the list that neither of us have taken.
Yeah, I know. Should I just do it?
You can
I'll
do
d-
it. I don't
Yeah,
care.
I'll just do it. All right, number 5, Ark Survival.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Wait,
It's
number
got- I
4.
mean- 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh no, you
it's-
started. You started.
Yeah, I started.
Oh. Okay. The final pick, or do you want to say anything about Ark Survival? This is a great game.
That's a great game.
Yeah,
I mean,
great.
that's a great game.
Great game.
Great.
Thumbs
It's got survival in the title.
Yeah, like it has to be on the list.
It has to be on the
Okay.
list.
Another one that wasn't on our list, or was it on the list? Either way, my final pick of the draft is DayZ.
That one was on my list. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what is not on the list?
Rust.
The day before. Oh, or Rust.
Yeah, or Rust. Yeah, the day before is not on anybody's list.
The day before is the day disaster.
Did people actually get their refunds from that?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I looked at like normally I don't even look at the reviews. I just buy a game just so
Yeah.
I can have honest review of it. That one I was like, I'm looking at reviews. I don't know what this game is, and sure
I'm-
enough, negative instantly.
I know they said they were going to refund people for who bought the game.
Yeah.
I wonder if they actually did it.
I have no idea, but that was the most scam of a game ever.
I mean, the writing was on the wall, dude. The writing
Yeah.
was on the wall.
It sure was.
We talked about it. They were using just like pre-rendered, like,
Yeah. Assets from like Unreal
Assets.
Engine 5. Yeah.
yeah, just like already, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Hard pass.
Honorable mentions here. Pal World is all I got.
Pale World's good. Terraria.
I
What's
got
it?
roasted for saying that one wrong in the last short we did.
I saw that.
I said Terraria, and they're like, how do you say it? Terraria?
Terraria.
Terraria?
Yeah,
Terraria.
like terror, but
Terraria. I can't say
Terraria.
Whatever. Let us know what the best survival games are down below. We're going to move on to our last game of the night, Akimbot by Evil Raptor, which is coming out this year.
What excites you about this game? What brought this to the table?
And I think I know where you're going. It's generic. Is that what you want to say?
No.
Oh, okay. What brought it to my attention, what really stuck out to me, is the goofy like lines and the very similar feel of Ratchet and Clank. That's what I really enjoyed.
That's exactly what I was. That's what I was gonna say. The whole time watching this, I'm just like, Xbox is trying to do Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah. And that's kind of exactly what I felt. So if you're just watching, it's just showing different elements of the game. This is a 3D platformer, and it's supposed to be kind of a classic 3D platformer. There's not really much in the gameplay of the trailer, but it's just showing the fun stuff about it.
If you guys are just listening and didn't get to see the trailer, I'll show you what I'm super excited about. You see that badass looking, that badass dune buggy right there?
Yeah, that looks really cool.
That's what I'm excited about.
Yeah, like I said, what it is just an action platformer, and I think it's gonna be very linear in terms of the story and things like that. I'm pretty excited about it just because it really does give me like Ratchet and Clank vibes of that, and I don't know, it just looks fun to me. That's kind of what it came down to. It's nothing groundbreaking in terms of like the gameplay mechanics or anything like that, and the story's not really groundbreaking. It's save the universe from eternal doom from a mad scientist named Evilware, and so that's basically the story. And I just find it funny. It's like, oh, like all these stories it starts with the prison break. I was like, all right, that's a little different. That doesn't really normally happen.
It was hard for me to find anything that's like, wow, you know what I mean? That's it. Because I just think like, I think if you like Ratchet and Clank, you're gonna like this game, and if you don't like Ratchet and Clank, you're not gonna like this game.
And I think that's why I was drawn to it. I was like, oh, I haven't played a Ratchet and Clank in forever. I don't really play on my PlayStation that often, so maybe that's why I was excited. Like, oh, a Ratchet and Clank similar type game for I could play on the the PC, or is it on PC now? I don't even know. I don't know. I'm excited for it. Again, really, what drew me in was just the vibrant environments, the constant chaos. You know how I love the constant chaos in games. Gameplay things wise, you'll get to build your own arsenal, have your own skills and play sets and play styles that fit how you like to play games. I really don't have much else to say about it except for I thought it was fun looking because it reminded me of Ratchet and Clank. I just think it's gonna be a mindless and quirky game that will have some goofy, not side quests, dialogue and cutscenes and things like that. And I think that's why I'm excited for it. I think when we review these or preview these games, I don't think we really have to have a big reason except for it looks fun. And that's what this game is to me.
If this is a carbon copy of Ratchet and Clank, what are some things that you want to see or some things that you want to see left off?
See, the biggest thing is I haven't played Ratchet and Clank in forever. And so it's really hard for me to like really remember like everything about it. I don't know. I really don't know, to be honest. It's hard question for me.
It looks like you have like a little companion with you.
Yeah, you have the companion, yep.
Yeah. How involved do you want that companion to be? Because here's the thing. I'm always kind of 50-50 on like, oh, the companion's cool. But then at some point I'm just like, I don't want to deal with this using this companion anymore.
If you kind of go to Guardians of the Galaxy, I know it's a lot different, but if it's like they're useful and things like that, where like it does things to unlock doors and things like that, maybe that would be fun. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know how involved I'd want him to be. I don't want him to be like so obsolete, like it's not like he's there, but I want him to like not be like everything I do, I have to use him, if that makes sense. Which in the gameplay trailer or in the trailer, it doesn't seem like it didn't show much of him doing a bunch. Like it showed a lot more like the platforming, jumping on the walls and things like that, which I think the platforming looks really good in the game.
The platforming looks really good, and the vibrance looks really good. The action looks really good. Was there a scene of him driving the dune buggy in the trailer? Because I didn't see it.
There was. It was like a very quick glimpse of it though.
There was a glimpse of it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
super quick. So
I mean, honestly, that's kind of what I'm most excited about. I hope you can shoot from the dune buggy, because that would be sick.
So the way that they're kind of portraying this, obviously, this isn't going to be a open world. Like, I don't think it's at all open world. I think it's to be linear. You think it's just going to be missions where you're driving your dune buggy after a cutscene? I think that's what it's going to be.
I feel like you're going to have a lot, like you said, it's not going to be open world. I think it's going to be very linear. And I think you're going to have specific missions where it's just the dune buggy. Maybe you need to run away from somebody, or you need to get somewhere fast, or, something like that. I don't feel like it's going to be a lot of like interchangeable gameplay where it's like, I'm going to call the dune buggy over. And then, you know what I mean? Like it's going to be very preset areas that you're going to use the dune buggy, but I'm fine with that.
I think I'm fine with that too. It's like I'm trying to think of an example that they did that. Like old Call of Duty games used to do that in their campaigns. Like, cutscene, you jump on a snowmobile and you're racing down the hill, and then at the end of it, you're jumping off into a helicopter, and that's the cutscene, or that's the gameplay of the snowmobile.
Exactly like that. I don't think this can be a GTA situation where you can just be like running down and just hop in the dune buggy. And then you're like pop, pop, pop out the window and stuff like that. I mean, that'd be kind of cool. But yeah, the game looks really good. I mean, I wish I had more to say about it. It just feels like Xbox's answer to Ratchet and Clank. But I honestly think that's fine. I think if you like Ratchet and Clank and you're excited, you haven't gotten a Ratchet and Clank in a long time, so this could fill the void. If you've always been interested in something like that, but you've always been kind of an Xbox exclusive person, this is your chance. And yeah, but I don't have anything bad to say about it. I wish it all the best.
Like I said, it's gonna be fun. And guess what? It's on PlayStation 2.
It is on PlayStation?
It is on PlayStation. Yeah, we're kind of blind. It shows it right in the trailer. So, big miss on that one. Yes, it is on PlayStation. It's not just an Xbox exclusive or PC exclusive. You will get to play on PlayStation. So maybe we'll have the little preface this in our little note saying, yeah, it's on PS5 as well. So
I thought this was Xbox only.
Nope, PS5 as well.
That changes the game now.
Yeah.
Well, now, yeah, because now Ratchet and Clank has competition on the PS. Uh-oh.
But maybe this will spark them to release a new one.
Or, make something really sweet.
Yeah.
It's always good to have healthy competition.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which, I'm excited for this one. I think it's going to be really fun, but only time will tell. I can't wait to see more gameplay of it. I think that's what's really going to help us.
Yeah, I really want to see some more gameplay. I would love to see more of like a story kind of aspect to it. I would love to know more about the story other than just you're saving the universe. I would love to see like how detailed the story is. Like, is it really just that basic, or did they maybe go more into depth and they're thinking people don't care about it? I don't know.
I don't know. We'll find out. I'm excited for it, and like you said, I hope the story has a little bit more depth to it. But does Ratchet and Clank really have that much depth?
Not really, no.
I just think it's more about chaos and explosions and pretty colors that make Adam happy when he play game. Adam play game, see flashy colors, he happy.
Pretty colors and movement, that's all you need.
That's all I need in a video game, apparently. But yeah.
Wishing it all the best. Should be good. When's it come out?
This comes out 2024. No date on it.
Sometime in 2024, we will get Ratchet and Clank Part 7. Also known as Akimbot.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Generic Ratchet and Clank.
Generic Ratchet and Clank coming soon.
That'd be so funny. But okay. Dave, time to flip that coin because this has a really great duo, or it could be a really great duo. And did I win?
You did win.
Boom. All right, Dave, you get to introduce it.
So salty right now.
Yep.
Do you want me to just introduce your first pick too?
No, don't do that. I don't care. Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the draft of the best duos of all time. I'm so mad.
Number 1, Dave.
So mad.
Number 1. Okay. My first pick is a banger here, and it's probably one of the best duos ever. My number 1 pick is Batman and Robin.
It's like, what else could you pick?
Nothing.
What else could be on this list?
a gazillion more.
There's a gazillion more, but it's like Batman and Robin is tier 1, and then everything else falls in line.
That's not true. There's some really good ones on here that I have.
Little.
I have like honestly, we could do an episode of just honorable mentions of best duos.
We honestly could.
Yeah.
There's a billion. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to go a completely different route, and with my number 1, since you took the best number 1, I am going to have to go with Mario and Luigi.
Dang it. That was
that on your list?
Yeah,
Let's go.
But it's not like I've been less. Okay, that's a great pick. That's such a like iconic duo. Like
I had to go iconic because you just
Yeah.
went with a banger.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Whew. See, now I don't even know where to go because I could pick anybody on this list. Okay. I'm gonna go to my childhood for this next pick. So my second pick. He's screaming.
Wait for it.
Wait for it. Dramatic pause. My second pick is SpongeBob and Patrick.
I knew that was going to be on your list.
Yeah.
Yeah, that had to be on there. Okay. Next up on my list, I'm going to go with the most, maybe not the most dynamic duo of all time, but certainly the dumbest duo of all time. And we are going with Harry and Lloyd, Little Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber. I knew that was going to be on your list.
That had to be.
That's a good pick. That's a great pick.
It can't not be on my list.
Okay, my third pick. Dang, man, there's so many great ones. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. No, I'm not. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna get out of the cartoon areas. I'm gonna go with a little Sam and Dean Winchester as my third pick from Supernatural.
Okay.
A
You're
little
going
bit of deep cut.
Yeah, you're going deep cut right now.
I love that show, and like those two together are such good actors, or like those actors are really good, and I like how they act together. And then just the story of Dean and Sam together is so cool.
Supernatural is its own thing, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's its own thing for sure.
yeah.
That's a great pick. Okay. Should we do it? Should we do it? I'm doing it. Next up on my list, Beavis and Butthead.
Ooh, okay. I like it. I like it.
My list is just getting dumber and dumber.
Yeah. What's next? Are we on the fourth pick already?
Yes.
Dang, we should do like 10 on this one.
I know, we're cruising.
Okay. Okay, my fourth pick is nope, I don't want to do it. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do it. My fourth pick is Woody and Buzz from Toy Story.
I kind of knew that was going to be on your list too.
See, I it was a toss up. I wasn't sure if I was gonna put them on the list, but because they also hated each other at the beginning. They didn't have that cohesiveness at the beginning.
Well, I mean, no, I feel like still, even with that, like
Yeah, okay.
the little bit of angst, it's
Yeah.
still they still need each other. You know what I mean?
like it. Okay, I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good pick. Wow, my list is 1000% just getting dumber and dumber. It really is. Okay, next up on my list, we're gonna go with a little Wayne and Garth. Party
Totally,
time!
dude.
Excellent.
Excellent. Yeah,
Yeah,
good one.
gotta
good
do
one.
it.
Oh man, I have so many good. We're gonna have so many honorable mentions here.
So many honorable mentions.
Okay, I'm gonna go to this route. My final pick in one of the greatest duos is Shrek and Donkey.
That's a good pick too.
Yeah, they're so funny together.
That's a good pick too. Oh,
I'm making waffles.
Do I do it, dude? Do I just make the dumbest list of duos of all time?
This is not a draft of the best duos. It's the dumbest duos. We did 2 different drafts.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it because the short is gonna be gold. Okay. Next up on my list, we are going to go with we're going deep down the dumb hole, and we're gonna go with Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted. I
Yeah,
love it.
Bill and Ted.
That's
Let's
awesome.
go. We went from classic video games to just for
Dum-dums.
dumbs.
Dum-dums. Okay. Honorable mentions. I'm just gonna rile them off here. Harley and the Joker.
Needed to be on the list, yeah.
Rick and Morty.
Obviously needed to be on the list. We're gonna catch a lot of slack for that.
Scooby and Shaggy.
Yep, had it on
Tom
the
and
list.
Jerry.
Tom and Jerry was on the list.
Han Solo and Chewbacca.
Yep, on the list.
Phineas and Ferb.
Yep,
Lightning and Mater.
yep.
Cars. Drake and Josh. Zach and Cody. Rocket and Groot.
Don't forget Doc and Marty, a little Back to the Future, and I probably should have done this to just smarten my list up a little bit, but we got to show some love to the one and only Mr. Sherlock Holmes and My Dear Watson.
Who else? Who else? Let us know in the comments. There is so many wonderful and
Bernerny.
amazing duos out there. Let us know who should have been on the list, which trumps ours. We would love to hear it. And yeah,
Yeah.
great episode. Episode
Great episode,
47
dude.
in the books.
Creeping up on 50.
Creeping up on 50.
That's insane. We're going to have to do something for 50.
I don't know.
We'll figure it out. We got 2 more episodes to figure it out.
We do.
We're
So
slacking.
let us know if you have any ideas for episode 50. Maybe you could put it into the episode. And yeah.
Yeah, let us know if you got any ideas, guys. Thank you so much for everything. We super appreciate all the likes, subscribes. Love you guys very, very much. Adam, what you got for him?
If you're not following us on all social media, please make sure to do so. Let's Talk Nerdy Podcast. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already to catch all of our content. And I haven't said this in a while. If you want to jump into our nerdy conversations off the episodes, hop into our Discord. Let's Talk Nerdy official Discord.
Hop into the official Discord. We would love to see you there. We love you guys very, very much, and we will see y'all on the next one.
Peace out, nerds.
Okay.
Snowball fight. Snowball fight. Snowball fight.